Woo-wee, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. So today I just felt like getting out and hitting some limbs. So I brought out two knives. I know this one doesn't look like it's supposed to, but I did a little something to it. This, or was, the Cold Steel Wild West Bowie. As you can see, yeah, it's a little different. But that was all me, baby. That was all me. I decided to decorate it. And this, which is all me, this is the dbad Preacher. I need to chop some limbs, and I figure, why not do like a versus, not a versus kind of. It's really not a this one versus this one. It's basically me saying, what do I like hitting better with, and what's causing more destruction. Now this, as you can see, is way thinner. So it should theoretically chop really nicely. This is way thicker. So theoretically it should smash through things way better. We're going to find out real quick. So this isn't some mathematical test. It's not going to be measured by anything other than just swing and see. Matter of fact, let's bring you guys over here. Since I'm a lefty, might as well show you from the swing side. All right, so I'm just going to take a few shots with this Cold Steel Wild West Bowie. Digs in real nice. Being a thin profile, it should. That's not so bad. There's not as much power hitting into it just because of the weight difference. And when I say that, I mean, when I swing this thing, it's just the way it hits. You'll notice it doesn't get stuck in the wood, but there's a bunch of fine hits here, and here is a bunch of big chunky hits. So what's going to happen is this thing, see how it didn't get stuck, but that cut right there is huge. That's a big cut. It's just a different kind of hit where it's going to penetrate, but it's also going to follow through and Hulk smash. So let's keep going. Let's find a thin piece. See if we can't one-shot it with the cold steel. I should be able to, because this part's thin, so it might just break. There we go. And you'll see how much cut compared to how much break. So you see the cut to break, right? You've got, I don't know, about, maybe a little bit more than 50-50. Let's see. Now we'll try it with this. The dbad Preacher. I'm probably going to hit this. Bust my hands up. So that is going to have more break than the cut. You'll notice it's over 50. Right? That one was just under. This one's just over, or reversed. Where, although it is a little thinner, it would have been nice on a completely different piece of wood, but you'll get it. You'll get it. Let's try it here. Let's try it here. Now this is a big thicker piece, so it's not going to most likely break, but it should give it a nice hit. That's a nice hit. That is a nice hit, right? There we go. Now we're going to try the cold steel. That one definitely is more comfortable in the hand than this one, and it just feels more knifey. This one's a lot lighter in the front. Still very nice, don't get me wrong. Still very nice, but just different. There we go. I did have pretty much almost all break on that one, but it's because I already hit it with that. There we go. Now we're cooking. Let's see, this is a big thick piece. I'm gonna try and hit it with this. And that's a big thick piece right there. I really wanted to hammer it down with that. Let's take another one. Let's take another one. This one's been in my way the whole time. Why not? This is a pretty big piece. Let's try and get down some. Ooh, that's some fat wood right there. Let's try and get down some of this stuff. Ooh. Ooh. Man, I can't get around these things. There we go. I should have done that to start. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to lay in a few hits. This stuff is super sappy. It is very wet, so it should be really nice to hit. There we go. Now that one dove in insanely well. Let's see. That was the dbad. And that one basically just chiseled off the part above that I hit with the dbad. So let's try a nice clean spot. There we go. So that's going to dig in. Nice thin blade. Went in really deep. Very nice. The dbad. And you see the difference. It just literally kind of obliterates whatever it hits. That one, super slicey. This one, pounder. There we go. We did get it pretty much to stick, but look at the cut it's making. Yeah, it is. It's a beast. It's a beast, baby. All right, let's try this again. Give it a couple shots here. Ugh. Yeah. 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 Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah. Might take a little while. Yeah. 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 Oh, I thought that was gonna go. Yeah. I thought that was gonna go too. Oh, there we go. All right. Cold steel. Wild West. dbad. On the ground. Let's take some nice chunks out of here. Ugh. 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 Look at that V. Look at that V it just put in it. That was nice. That was nice. Ugh. Ugh. Ooh. This thing hits like a ton. It's so funny, the different kinds of hits, where one just bites in and pulls out and you can't even really see where it hit unless you look, and then you notice this big deep slash that the cold steel's making, where this one just maims it. Ooh. Yeah. All right, definitely took less work with this guy, but different kinds of hits. This thing just hits with so much power, brute force. This one hits so slicey. It's two completely different kinds of hits, two completely different kinds of chop. So it's hard to have a versus because they're doing two completely different things to the same pieces of wood. It's kind of wild when you think about it. You're taking two knives, both 10-inch blades, both exactly the same length. I didn't even realize that. So they're almost identical. What separates them, well, way different, but what separates them really is the thickness. Because of this thickness, it's powering through. It's hammering through. It's taking off chunks. It's just absolutely devastating what it hits. Because of this thinness, you're able to just slice through. It's going to just pierce whatever it can and enter and come out. This one is going to make a nice even slice through. This one is going to cut through, but then it's going to break the bones of whatever it's going into. I really like that. I like the fact that both knives are wonderful in their own way. It's like, okay, what do you want to do? If you're looking to make some really fine cuts, this is what you want right here. If you're looking to just devastate stuff, well, it's going to take you less hits with this thing. It's more like an axe. It's just absolutely beastly. I have to say it's better looking too. But, I mean, it's all in the designer. So far, we're talking about two completely different pieces that are just showing up. They're just showing up. Showing up and showing out. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got. Let's see if we can just go through. Let's line that up. Ooh, yeah. Because this is so wide, do you see the V, how it's splitting? You're going to get such a nice rip out of this knife because its thickness. It just, that wedge is insane. That's insane. So that was just a thing of beauty. That was a thing of beauty. Let's see, this one's not as wide. This one's good. This one's good. If we get to the end and it gets stuck in knots, we'll take that into consideration because that piece I just hit only had one knot, but it was a good knot and it went dead through the center. So we'll see how this guy does. All right. It's not even going yet. Now this is a good batoning knife, don't get me wrong, but the Preacher, because it's so big and so thick and so heavy, it's just better. Holy Moses. There we go. Let's keep going. All right, we're in that knot. And it's the first knot the knife has reached. And it's giving it a little bit of a problem. But we should be able to get through. We should be able to get through. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so I guess I was wrong. The knots aren't as bad as I thought they were. This one, you can see, this is the one the Preacher did, all knotted up. This is like the same thing. It's even got almost maybe less knots. The Preacher is just made for that kind of abuse. It's made for that to be that kind of toughness. But can I say anything bad about this one? No. Do you get guard rattle? Yeah, you get guard rattle with those. Who cares? If I wanted, I could JB weld the guard, just take this off, JB weld the guard, it's not going to rattle, right? Until you probably break the JB weld free. But it's still going to work. Now for this one, to make it more comfortable, because it was very boxy, I had to give it a different grip. I rounded out the top of the grip and I made grooves going down the grip. I made it much more comfortable for the hand to work. And I really like it now. The grip is great. This one, I designed the grip to be great already. So it's an awesome grip. These are two workhorse knives. This guy, if you really need slicey cutting done, that cold steel right there is a great knife for slicey cutting with a Bowie. If you really need a big, nasty, powerful knife, this one's going to be it. And what's crazy about this one, you'll notice the backwards choil it's not fully round. It's made for this, right? It's made to lock your pinky onto the curved piece of wood right there. That's why it's shaped like that. See that? And it's made for a pinky to go in that choil. This is a fighting knife. This is what it was designed for. It just also happens to be one hell of a Bowie, one great camping knife. So I mean, you really can't go wrong with either. I know what I would choose. This knife is just an absolute beast. It's great the way it comes. There's nothing rattling in this thing. It's just awesome. But I don't care how many times I've been wronged, wronged by cold steel, how many times they failed me. I love this knife. I love it. This is in my keep it pile. So it's not going anywhere. I really love that knife. This one I love more. So you wanted to know? Now you know. I am Donnie B all day. Till next video.